to another episode of the Miles Offside podcast, where we talk a little bit of football and a whole lot of nonsense. My name is Oscar Puente, also known as Footy From Afar, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Quiz Wizard Chuck Bailey and super producer Ian Stimson. Reunited and it feels so good.
We three kings of podcasting are something back. La, la, la. I didn't think that one through. Guys, we're back. The best ones, the three OGs.
Ian, what's your contribution for musically for us being back? I gave a song, you gave a song. Ian, come on, step up.
He's going to press a button.
Hey, there you go. Okay, just a button. How you guys doing, man? It's been so fucking long since it was the three of us. I'm so excited to record right now.
It has been a wave of emotions. Today has been an ordeal. I narrowly escaped volcanoes and, unbeknownst to me, floods in Sicily last week.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know about that, guys. I appreciated your concerns, thinking, oh, he might be dead, when I didn't reply to my phone on last week.
You were out of contact for a day, and I know you said you might be out of contact for a day, but I'd been in work, and I occasionally cover some news stories, and it was like massive floods in Sicily, but, potential loss of life and stuff, and they were showing pictures of streets looking like fucking rivers, and I sort of texted Oscar and said, I think Chuck might be dead.
Yeah.
No.
A little bit worried about you.
We were quite worried. I even talked to Emily about it. I was like, Emily, we haven't heard from Chuck in like 12 hours. I really am worried about this guy. I hope he's okay.
Kelly asked about 4 times during the day, have you heard from Chuck yet? Have you heard from Chuck yet?
So, Chuck, I guess we love you. Wanted to make sure you're okay. Meanwhile, he's over there stuffing his face with 90 cannolis. That's no idea.
I only got to 16. But I was genuinely ill-informed. I had no idea it was happening.
Well, I'm glad you had a good holiday.
Yeah.
I had a lovely time. Good job. Just the two of you. No Arsenal fans or Tottenham fans needed.
It was nice, actually.
Last week. Yeah, just the two of you. It was lovely. Lovely to listen to, and glad to be back.
Yeah, and we actually absolutely fucking smashed the fixture rundown, so that was good last week.
Yeah, and we're all back for episode 150 as well.
Oh my god, it's 150.
Woo!
Oh shit, happy 150, boys. Wow, that's a lot of fucking episodes.
Happy Pokemon episodes. The proper Pokemon, the original ones.
Yeah, well, not counting Mew, I guess.
Well, come on now, who does?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I do. But anyway, it's pretty fucking cool, man. Wow, episode 150. I'm glad we all came back, the three of us, for this one. That's a big deal. But if you are joining us for the first time, thank you. We're very happy to have you. We are one American and two Brits, and we try to talk about the Premier League, but mostly get distracted. And if you came back, thanks. We love you. Leave a review, go on Patreon, share it with a friend, all of that good stuff.
Do leave a review. We haven't had a review for ages.
Yeah.
And we've had some new Patreons, so, the slack's kicking off. Let's get a review. Let's get a review or two, 5 stars, push us up those iTunes charts so as we're not just Hong Kong and Malaysia, which we are holding firm, by the way.
There you go. Long gone are the days of Bermuda? Barbados.
Yeah,
Barbados.
It was Barbados for a little while.
That guy must have left.
Yeah, that guy left or is dead or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. If you're a Patreon and you have not yet left us a review, then get on that shit. You're giving us money. Leave us a review too. It's not that hard. But right now on your phones, all of you, go to the app where you downloaded this and then just 5 stars, takes 2 seconds.
150th episode. Let's fucking, come on.
All right, let's get to it then. We like to kick things off around here with our famous segment, Rapid fire news. It's the big story, gentlemen. We can't really avoid talking about it. It's all anybody in soccer is talking about. And that is co-chairman Rob McElhaney says Wrexham's big dream would be to reach the Premier League. McElhaney and fellow Hollywood star Ryan Reynolds are visiting the Welsh club for the first time since they were confirmed as owners in February 2021. Wrexham have been in English football's 5th tier since relegation from the Football League in 2008 and are currently 11th. No one has gone from our league all the way up to the Premier League, but some clubs have gone from the National League up to the Championship, so obviously we're going to try and go above that. Gentlemen, classic case of Americans coming in, not understanding the pyramid.
No.
Overly ambitious.
No, it's actually nice to have Americans who do understand and appreciate the pyramid. Thank you very much. Well, sorry, say Americans, 1 American, 1 Canadian. Yeah, I enjoyed it when they stood there, going, well, I mean, is it possible? Well, yeah. So, okay. Let's try and make it happen. And they weren't doing a Newcastle where they said, in 5 years we're going to be winning all these trophies. But they just said, eventually it would be nice. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be best and elevate the club, which I'm sure the Wrexham fans appreciate.
Do they know just how much money that sort of thing's going to take, though?
Yeah, but it's not going to be their money. But like Ryan Reynolds has like his own phone company. He has his own gin. He makes millions from like he's probably got friends.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
It's all on DVD and on Blu-ray.
At some point, it's going to take a stadium change, or so. It's just it's huge to go from that level to even the Championship. But I mean, I'd absolutely love to see it. You know me.
I don't know, Chuck. It sounds to me like Ian is a little bit threatened.
A threat. There's another piranha in the tank. I don't need it.
Exactly.
3 years time when they do a switcheroo, it's he's going to be livid.
Yeah, I do not need that. Wrexham getting promoted to the Championship and us getting relegated to League One. Oh.
2.
Although it would be pretty cool to see Ryan Reynolds at Peterborough watching a game, It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Filling his lungs with asbestos.
I mean, the best we've had previously is Mike Tyson, so yeah.
Why was he at Peterborough? I'm curious for that. What's that story about?
Famously, I don't know. It was one of them things
asbestos?
that pops up that you're like, he was presented to the fans at half-time at some point. You're like, what the fuck just happened?
Why?
Yeah, no idea why. No idea.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Very curious. Well, actually, that's kind of a natural transition to something that boxing would have in common with soccer to our next story.
Okay.
And that is that a joint dementia care fund draft action plan is close to being agreed by English football's leading authorities. The Premier League, the EFL, the FA, and the PFA have provisionally agreed to an industry-wide fund to support players living with dementia and other neurodegenerative conditions. It has been 2 years since the PFA called for this kind of support, but the union's new chief executive told the BBC that commitment regarding the level of support had not yet been decided, as the size of the problem still needs to be understood. Every progress is good progress as we continue to move closer and closer towards actually taking care of the players. That seems like a good thing. Do you boys have any particular thoughts on the dementia care fund for former players?
No, it's nice to be that there's the former players, there's investigations being done into, obviously just in terms of medical science and understanding of these conditions and how they can then be best treated within it. And then obviously there are the beginnings of preventative measures as well coming into the sport. So it's kind of as much as we can do in all different angles. It's lovely to have that. Especially as someone with those conditions in my family and seeing like the very confusing upsetting directions these can take of whatever we can do to kind of understand the human mind as well as support those who are affected can only be a good thing. So it's really good to hear.
All right, well, let's get to the actual big story then. And that is that Tottenham have fired Nuno and are looked to be very likely to soon be appointing Antonio Conte, former Chelsea boss. Chairman Dana Levy and Managing Director Fabio Patrici are moving quickly to secure a replacement following Nuno's sacking on Monday after only 4 months in charge. Conte 52 will hold face-to-face talks later on Monday, that is today, as of the time of recording, with an announcement possible as early as Tuesday. Gentlemen, I think we can work under the assumption that Conte is going to happen because he's been not coaching for a long time.
Oh, thanks. For some reason, Ian's taken over the Skype call and shared a picture of Mike Tyson.
Wearing a Peterborough shirt. Looks photoshopped, if I'm going to be honest.
Oh, no, I've got loads of them. I could share more if you want.
No, that's okay. We're talking about something else right now,
Oh,
Ian.
right, okay.
Yeah. Not derailing at all.
Ian, as punishment, you have to give me your take first. What do you think about Tottenham finally firing Nuno, Tottenham hiring Conte, all of that whole situation?
Yeah, it was obviously felt like it was coming because I think he'd been shielded by Solskjaer previous weeks. It does feel like he wasn't given. It's a tricky one because Tottenham have been pretty poor, but I don't know whether he should have been given more of a chance here. He was Premier League Manager of the Month in August for his 3-1-0 wins.
3-1-0 wins, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what he could have done. He was put in a sort of very tricky position where he was how many down the list of people they actually wanted for the manager's job?
He'd been rejected by Palace before getting that job.
Which at this point looks like about the right order of things. Palace are better than Tottenham this year. Oh my God, that's a true sentence.
I don't know what to take from it. I'm fine. But he won Manager of the Month. Since then, September, if you sort the table, they are 17th. with 6 points out of 7 games. They had like a couple of good fixtures in there where they perform well, but then they're just wildly inconsistent. But I think, is the tonic to Jose Mourinho hiring not only a compatriot of his who stuck by a similar defensive strategy, but also kind of learnt how to coach from Jose Mourinho at Porto? Is it, was it kind of on the cards? He wasn't necessarily going to set them alight. We look at how Wolves played and it was pragmatic for that level. It's very easy to say after the fact, of course, but I don't really know what they expected so much. If you look at the table now as well, like they're 8th and they're unexpected. They are not 8th unexpected. Oh, okay, so they're 16th. Yeah, they probably should have got rid of him. Good thing is, keeps Ole in a job a little bit longer because that's necessary. Give him a few games to save his job. Then what happens after that? Who knows?
He's fully in the Wenger zone, isn't he? Of just getting enough results to just save his job consistently and just...
I saw someone on Twitter saying that he's playing 4D chess because not only did he get Nuno fired with his win, but now Tottenham are hiring his replacement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who would have been his replacement in Conte. And so Ole looks all set for the rest of the season. Like, who are they going to bring in? They're not going to bring in Antonio Conte. Nobody else is available right now that's worth the job, particularly. But speaking of worth the job in Conte, what do we think? Is he, I think it's fair that they fired Nuno. I think it was a bad decision to hire Nuno. I'm with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point because I just want to make it clear. While I was sort of slightly arguing for keeping Nuno there, I just think it was a bad appointment in the first place. That's more what I should have said. Because it's just, I don't know what you expected him to do. You plonk him in that situation where he's got the Kane thing to deal with and he's got no real authority because the players, everyone knows, and Kane knows that he wasn't anywhere near their first choice. I just think he was on a hide into nothing.
Yeah, he would have had to do something pretty special to sort it out. Because even when he won manager in a month, they weren't necessarily great 1-0 wins. Apart from, I'd say, the City one, from what I remember, was where they actually outperformed him and stuck to the system, whereas the other two were just a bit sweaty.
But it was surprising because we had a new manager and Tottenham top of the league after 3 games, and that was what fueled that. But it was just, I don't know. It's a very interesting one. They've got their new, relatively new managing director or director of football or whatever it is, Paratici, who appointed Nuno, which seems like a mistake now. But then, when you've got fans chanting about Levy out a mere couple of years after they've got this amazing stadium and stuff, it does seem like Levy's got to take some responsibility for. I mean, he won't, but you got to take some responsibility for this because it looks like just a bad appointment in the first place. Why Conte now as well? Why would he be happy to do it now and not happy before? Because he turned them down before. So what's changed? He just got more bargaining power now?
Or he's just getting increasingly bored and jealous of watching teams be playing and he's stuck at home not managing. In the summer he's like, maybe not. Now it's a couple of months into the season and he's been watching all these soccer on TV.
It's winter, he's cold, he doesn't want to go outside. He's like, oh, fucking hell.
But do we think the players have to take some level of responsibility for this? Because who was it in his post-match who was very close to digging... Right, thank you. Was very close to digging out some players. The season stats, right? So I talked about distance covered.
Fucking hell, we're talking more about Tottenham than Jeff did.
I think this is fine though. We could deal with this and then move on to matches or whatever. But Tottenham are 20th for distance covered in the league this season, and that's a bit worrying, isn't it? A team the level of Tottenham when you've got obviously your promoted teams, your lower half of the table teams. And Tottenham are 20th for distance covered. Do Tottenham have a particularly old squad? It doesn't feel like it. So it just feels like...
No, they have a lot of prime age players. It is overwhelmingly people in their mid to late 20s.
There's a lot of players they spent a lot of money on. I think if you combine Romero, Ndombele, Sanchez, you're knocking on the doors of 150 million. Lo Celso in there as well, and you're probably at about 180. These aren't scrub players or players that should be low based on transfer fee at least. And considering what we know about Levy and how he works as a businessman, you'd think he'd get a better value. But the only teams that have generated less XG than them are Newcastle and Norwich.
Oof.
Wow.
And after 10 games, you've generated, 10.3 XG.
Yeah, and they have a negative 0.25 goal differential per 90.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's very bad. Let's take the sort of next side of it, though, which is, you talk about, we said they have good, talented players, which I agree. It was pretty fair to fire Nuno. Now we probably have Conte coming in. He is very much a win now type of manager. He's won a title in 5 of his last 7 seasons, a domestic title, something like that. Massive, massive winner. I saw him come in at Chelsea. He came in after that really, really bad Mourinho season when we finished 9th or something, and we were in 16th at one point. And we won the title. And we won it with, I think, the most days in first place or something. And we set the wins record. I don't know. We had an amazing season. Basically turned it around right away. That would be the season where Alonso made his breakthrough. If anybody remembers Marcos Alonso's breakthrough in FPL. So this is very much a statement of intent of okay, we are keeping Kane. We brought in Antonio Conte. We are planning on doing something now. I think that he has the players and the talent to try to do that something, in my opinion, at least. But to me, the question is, what is that something?
Well, this season it's 4th maximum, isn't it?
It's Europe. It's Europe in whatever form that is.
What I'm saying is, this season, I don't see Tottenham cracking the top 3 because they just look that top 3 just looks impervious to me. But if it goes well, Tottenham could top whack could get 4th place.
So do we think that they are going to have enough then to catch Man United if he can start getting some out of Harry Kane, he starts getting Son? Is that a reasonable goal, or is it too little too late? Or they're only 5 points out of 4th.
We're very much talking about it and that's what's so weird. Tottenham are fucked, whatever. But they're in 8th. They're 2 points behind United. And if you believe Manchester United, Ole's the greatest manager in the fucking world, or the man to steer into the future, or whatever. Granted, as individuals, Man United have a better squad, as in
much.
But Tottenham have a good squad. They really do. They have great players in there, and we've seen the potential and what they can do. They got fucking 3 years ago. They got to a Champions League final. They were, they were pushing under Pochettino. They did really well. Granted, a lot of the state of things overall in the league was a bit different, but you get someone in like Conte, they just need consistency. And if they have consistency, they can beat Man United. I don't think they have the talent to beat the top 3, and I don't think that's an unfair thing to say. But I think if they can stay consistent with the talent they have, if it's Conte, again, we're recorded on Monday, who fucking knows? But that's what David Moyes has done. David Moyes has stayed consistent, and West Ham are 4th.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect analogy, except that Conte is even several levels above Moyes, and Tottenham have, I think, better talent than West Ham do. So it's scary to me. Not scary, not actually scary, you know what I mean? But sad, because I love Conte and I don't want to see him at Spurs. And I also don't want to see them being good again.
Which this has the potential. I mean, especially apparently being given 100 million euros in January, which, what does that get? A couple of players, I suppose. So it's
a Kane replacement.
Or a Kane replacement. Yeah, well, if they get Kane money, as we said, that Kane money's probably going to be less unless he pulls his finger out. But it's I think it's a very interesting appointment for Spurs. It's just probably a few months too late to worry about challenging for anything serious.
All right, I agree then. So are we saying they'll get 4th, or are going to fight for 4th?
No.
Fight for 4th, I think. I wouldn't yet say get 4th, yeah.
Fair enough. I agree. Although if United change managers, then it's a wrap. Then it's why they wasted it anyway.
Probably right, yeah.
If United get a decent manager in, there's no way that Spurs can catch them, I think. But whatever. Let's move on then. Two not really stories, just we like to keep an eye on raising awareness for these things, so we don't even have to really touch on them other than to mention them. The first is that Watford are investigating an alleged incident of homophobic chanting during Saturday's match at Vicarage Road. The chant during the 1-0 defeat was reported to the club by a supporter, and apparently the person in question said that they felt uncomfortable staying at the club or at the match and left because of the chanting. So fuck that. Fuck you guys for doing that. Don't be assholes and don't do homophobic chants. It is a chant that has come up at Chelsea as well. It makes its rounds around the league. I think most of you can guess what it is. Just don't do it. Just don't. be bad people. Not that probably any of those people are listening to this podcast at this point because we say this every week. But, if you have a friend, for example, who says some shit that they shouldn't be saying, and they try to play it off as like a joke or whatever, fuck that, call them out. Don't let this continue to happen. And let's hope that police action continues to be taken against people in stadiums, because that has started to happen more and more and more, which can only be a good thing. And then the other sort of upsetting type story is Wilfried Zaha. I'm sure some of you have heard about this if you haven't. Wilfried Zaha has called on authorities to take racism more seriously after he was sent abuse following Crystal Palace's win over Man City. The 28-year-old posted a series of racist messages he had received on Instagram, and then with the caption saying, "I'm not here for all the nonsense that is being done instead of fixing the actual problem. This message isn't for me to get a million messages saying we stand with you and it's disgusting, or about me getting sympathy. I don't mind the abuse because nowadays it comes with the job I do, even though it's not an excuse. But my color will always be the real problem. It's fine. I'll always be black and proud." So, not really anything I think that we need to comment on. We've brought up this subject many, many, many times. But yet another instance of a footballer getting racist abuse. The messages were horrifying if you look at the ones that he sent. I'm not going to repeat anything that they said, obviously.
The one thing I would add about that is pretty shocking about this story as well. I think it was all most of it was via Instagram. And they said to Zaha that he should be reporting each of those cases individually. And that's such bullshit. Like, that still means he has to go through it and see it and then report each instance individually, when we all know they've got the algorithms to stop it, but they don't, because having right-wing, ultra-conservative, whatever people on their platforms makes them money. But Zaha's got to go through each message, see it, and report it, which is fucking ridiculous.
With any of this stuff, it shouldn't be on the victim to be the one to make the fucking difference. Like, be it with the racism, be it with the homophobic chanting, be it with women walking out on the street at night, or the amount of people that is coming around at the moment about women getting spiked in England and Scotland, be that by pills in drinks or people literally injecting them in clubs. It's not on the victim to that. Like, you need to be observant of the people who are around you, know your friends, know the people that make these innocuous comments or that you think might be a bit suspicious, and alerting authorities, stamping out that behaviour, not accepting it, because it's just not fucking on. And we've all probably, if we can all think back, there are times where we think, oh, actually, you know what, that kind of makes sense with that person. And I don't necessarily talk about them now, but yeah, you know what, they probably were a bit of a wrong-un. Like, address that. That's another great way of helping to fight whatever it is that we are, that in whatever little way we can, in our own ways.
Yeah, well said.
Well said. And let's finish on something nice for once. And that is Australian footballer Josh Cavallo has come out as gay, becoming one of the few professional men's soccer players in the world to do so. I don't know if you guys saw the video for this. It was posted on Adelaide United's Twitter. Quite emotional, quite beautiful. I'll just read some quotes from what he said. "I'm a footballer and I'm gay. Growing up, I always felt the need to hide myself because I was ashamed I would never be able to do what I love and be gay, hiding who I really am to pursue a dream I always wished for as a kid. All I want to do is play football and be treated equally. I want to inspire and show people that it's okay to be yourself and to play football. It's okay to be gay and to play football. Just be yourself. You were meant to be yourself, not someone else." I believe he's the first active men's player at the professional level to come out. I know some retired players have come out before. Although there might be someone in MLS. I might be misremembering that story. But either way, a very brave thing, a very beautiful thing, powerful video, and infinite love and props to him for taking that brave action, because that will be undoubtedly met with all sorts of vile abuse and vitriol, but it is also going to hopefully be met with support and love that he deserves just for being himself. And, long may that continue, people being true to themselves and being sort of open about that.
It's quite saddening in a way that it's 2021 and like someone's only just felt like they could come out. Like, pure probability in numbers states, like, there's probably been a lot of footballers in pain or having to always hide who they are for all of this time. And so you can only hope that it makes up for that.
Yeah, you're right. It does seem like it's such a long time since Justin Fashanu and that it just seems like it is a shame that it's like, as you say, statistically, we must be talking about tens, hundreds professional footballers.
Yeah, there's some debate as to the number, but the closest estimates are somewhere around 10% of the population of the male population identify as gay. So, statistically, one in every starting lineup on average.
The more
do you
people,
know what I mean? Like, that's
the more people that can feel comfortable enough to do this, and I don't, it's very easy to go, oh, sort of so brave or whatever, but you can't force people to come out before they're ready. No one should, but it's just the more people that are able to feel like they can do this, the more it feels comfortable for other people, the more it normalises something that is entirely normal, and then we can just sort of get beyond this macho bullshit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Lots of toxic behavior in sports and fandoms in general, in all sorts of ways. But, it's lovely that someone is actually like speaking their truth. I think.
Absolutely.
But shall we move on to the soccer?
Let's do some football.
We shall.
All right. Well, we kick things off on Saturday, October 30th at 12:30 England, 7:30 Eastern Coast, 4:30 Western Coast US.
All for you, Chuck. All for you.
All for you, Chuck. And that is Leicester City 0, Arsenal
Why does he do it?
2. Leicester. Oh, Mr. Simpson, Adam wanted me to talk nice things about Arsenal because they won 2-0 here, but I think I'm going to need you to cue the jingle, please.
No, surely not.
Oh, they're better than they ought to be.
Burnley of the week.
Very good. Well, Adam, here's my nice thing to say. Arsenal can Burnley as good as anybody else because Arsenal did not win the XG, but won 2-0, getting a goalkeeper masterclass in the second half from Ramsdale. I watched the highlights of this. I didn't watch on a Friday because, that was on a Saturday.
It was not a
either
Friday,
way, I didn't watch. I was playing Rocket League, I think. But yeah, I don't know. Masterclass, I saw the highlights. That goalkeeper was playing out of his fucking mind. Arsenal beating Leicester here. How do you guys feel about this one?
Yeah, how the Aaron Ramsdale agenda is taking a real fucking hit this year.
What, your Ramsdale agenda?
He would okay.
Fair point.
So
yeah.
I will stand by it that statistically he was fucking awful, and he'd just been relegated twice in a row. But if we look at post-shot XG differential per 90 for this year, he is the best goalkeeper in the league.
Wow. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Really? Well, how many minutes has he been the starting keeper all season for them?
7 games. 7 games out of 10.
Okay, that's a decent amount.
And the 3 games he missed were the 3 bad games at the start of the season, which led to them being 20th. And although Arsenal Burnley'd here, if we discount those first 3 games and sort the table by points, Arsenal would be second, and they would be 5th on expected points.
Wow.
So, okay.
You know what?
Fucking hell. Well, there you go, Adam. That's some nice things. You'd be 5th unexpected after the first 3 matches. That's very good, actually.
You mentioned last week that we were harsh on them after the window. Again, Ian was. Roll back the tapes. I said that I thought that for this point it might be quite good. And
I took that bullet. I said I was the harshest.
Just keeping you honest and, making sure I don't get lumped in with you guys. But it seems to be working a bit. There seems to be a bit more of an identity. They seem to be playing as a team. And, I think Arteta's doing a lot better than Solskjaer, even though the table would say otherwise. So I think Arsenal are probably in a quite a good place at the minute.
6th in the league, 5th unexpected at post those first 3 matches. Mm-hmm. They're in good shape.
Yeah, they're mid-table in total, but we can't overstate how bad they were in the first 3 games. That's skewing the numbers big time.
Massively.
Because they were 20th after that time. So, yeah, they're looking a lot better. It doesn't necessarily pay me to say, because also a bit of good vibes and nice times and teams playing well and playing some decent football, good things.
Yeah, absolutely. Smith Rowe continues to be very good. They look like they might have hit upon something going forward. It's very up and down for them next few games. Watford, then Liverpool, Newcastle, then Man United, Everton, Southampton. So it's a bit up and down, but Yeah, I mean they might be able to put a little run together. You never know. I mean, Liverpool aside,
no pointless European competitions they need to travel
exactly,
to Azerbaijan
Yeah,
for.
that helps a lot.
You know, it makes a big difference when you're talking about teams that are of that level. So yeah, they're a little bit up and down, but you know, I'd say in the next 6 fixtures, it's only really Liverpool as a concern. I don't think they've got a problem with Watford, Newcastle, Southampton. I don't think Man United and Everton are necessarily up to much. So no, I think it could be quite a good run for Arsenal coming up to Christmas. I wouldn't be surprised to see them knocking on the door of top 4.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of knocking on the door of top 4, I do have the 538 projections. We are now 10 matches in, so these are actually worth talking about.
Love it.
Finally, I've been waiting to bring these up, and that they have Arsenal at 18% to qualify for the Champions League. That is, other than obviously City, Liverpool, and Chelsea are all in the 90s already. They're in the Champions League. But Man United 34, West Ham 25, and Arsenal 18. It's pretty tight between those three for the 4th place spot. Tottenham significantly lower from there for now. Obviously, Conte can change those numbers. But, almost 20%, 1 in 5 of making the top 4 seems pretty good, given that there's about 5 teams competing for that 4th spot. That means that they're actually in the conversation there, which is fair enough.
538 have Peterborough 54% to be relegated. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell you, Ian. Sorry. I saw that. I didn't bring it up.
Fucking coin flip. Ugh, that's awful.
Shall we check in on Posh Island then, or since it came up?
Well, it's
clean sheet. Just not for you guys.
Okay, good. Thanks for that. How does that help?
That's how that works. Right?
There were clean sheets involved in all of our games this week. Okay.
Yeah. No, we lost 3-0 to Swansea, who absolutely outclassed us. So there's, you're just going to get that occasionally. We've got Huddersfield tomorrow, but by the time this goes out, we'll have already lost to them. Huddersfield, yes. So
Huddersfield.
Okay, that's the first time I've checked 538, and I'm going to shut it down.
And that's the last time.
All right, well, let's move on then to, speaking of podcast teams, we go to Manchester City 0, Crystal Palace 2.
You what?
Huh?
Surely those numbers are the wrong way round. What?
You got to enjoy this, mate. Come on. Wrap it up.
Oh, I love this team. I love this team. Annoyingly, FBref are the numbers we use, and it's the only XG model that has it as a draw. Every other one has Palace beating Man City.
Cherry pick what you like, mate. Go somewhere else.
It's just everything's so good. And we deserved this result. It's been coming for a long time, and people are noticing, and this is kind of the proper stand up and fucking recognise that we're doing well. Like I said at the start of the season, with our opening fixtures, after 10 games, if we get to 10 points, that is a good amount of points. And we've got 12 after 10 games. And, I know it's always much for muchness in football and sliding doors and margins and all that. But, you look at the Arsenal and Brighton, we probably should have won those games because it's the last kick. That's an extra 4 points. And then if we beat if we beat Newcastle, like we fucking should have, we'd be on 18 and we'd be in 5th. And that's just, unreal. And so, our defence continues to be amazing. Everywhere across the park, it's just been incredible. The start to the season and everything, and
Well, this is it. You say when you checked FBref and had it as a draw on XG and blah blah blah. Yeah, some people will claim you slightly nicked this one. I don't think it matters. You've had a lot of results taken away from you very late on. This is karma rebalancing itself. This is, you can absolutely have this one. And it's not like, when I say nicked it, I just mean from an XG point of view. It's not like City outplayed you. And
yeah. I mean, granted, they had 10 men. They had 10 men for,
But they had 10 men because Laporte got sent off quite rightly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because otherwise Zaha would have been in... Yeah. Was it Zaha that he took down? I think it was Zaha he took down. Would have been in a one-on-one versus the keeper, so that's worth a red card because it would have probably been a goal. You know what I mean? They did that to themselves.
I just find it, what I'm saying, the only reason I mention it is because you often get this with, Man City were down to 10 men. Yeah, because they did something wrong. So, do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't like that narrative of like, they were down to 10 men, so this one doesn't really count.
Pep went really spiky and did his usual, like, the referees are the boss, like, the referees are and, like, I don't know, I tried to see, it's difficult to, like, unbias yourself when it's your team, but you're like, yeah, but the referee did that because, like, he has to send him off.
Yeah.
Because it's last man.
Clear
and
red
it's
card.
Goals card. There was another game in the week where it happened though, and someone just got a yellow card, and it completely evades me now which game it was.
It was Johnny Evans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So and then like he should have gone off, and so fair enough. But you can't really bemoan the referee and the way they were doing it. Like, you know, when you look afterwards, and obviously all the handbags at halftime, which was apparently Zaha's fault, and then led to obviously the racist abuse on social media because of the way of some pages portrayed it, saying Wilfried Zaha is involved, like very much naming him and propagating. Like, it's not his fault Laporte got sent off. Well, it is because he's just fucking better than him. Bernardo Silva got booked, and if you watch it, like, it's an incredibly cynical foul in nowhere. He just kicks him in the leg, no problem. And then obviously Jesus gets involved, and City just lost their heads at that point.
They did,
and that's happened before when Palace beat them quite a long time ago with like Sané and De Bruyne just completely falling apart. Anyway, so they've kind of got that in them. But then it's just weird that like then after that, like it's their fault. Like the goal that was ruled out for offside, like it's done by a computer. That's not the ref.
And it was offside.
And it was
offside. What are you complaining about? It was offside.
Yeah, so that was just a bit strange, but especially because, you know, he's quite an odd man, isn't he? Really, so. But I mean, just we're coming into a really good run of fixtures now, and I'm so excited. I'm kind of allowing myself to be now. I set myself the 10-game expectation at the start of at the start of the year, and we're just.
Well, I've got the season ticker for the next 6 up because I had it from earlier. So you've got Wolves, Burnley, Villa, Leeds, Man U, Everton. So from those 6 games, what is the points target, do you think?
Fuck the fixtures and who the teams actually are from 6. like I don't mean that as in disregard who the teams are, but just looking at it from a purely factual. From like, if we're going into those 6 games and we get like 9 points, 10 points, that's good. That's like 1.5 points a game. That takes us up to 16 games played, 21 points. Like, that's just ticking along nicely. That's good. You know, if we carry on the 1.2 per game average, we end up on about 46 points for the year. Which
that's not bad.
I think you can do better than that as well.
Yeah, I think so too. But as a base level, that's not bad at all.
And that's what's so great is that you guys are saying it like. You're seeing Gary Neville and all those kind of people saying it more about how this team are looking, how they're playing, that like we're looking better than we should be, and we're also overperforming what the expectation is and underperforming the stats. You see what I mean? Like everyone thought we were just fucked this year, and they don't think that now. And also we're in a good spot, and we should be better off. Like our XG from open play, we're second in the league. XG conceded, sorry. So, like, you know, I've said it so many times, set pieces, shit. Like, that's what I was fearing, even when City were down to 10 men. But, like, the second best defence, if you look at XGA overall, including that, we're 5th at the minute. Wolves, if Wolves concede more than, like, 0.7 XG tonight, we move to 4th. Out of 10 games, out of, like, the 10th toughest run, everyone we've played, apart from, like, Newcastle, was above us in the table. Like, it's such good things. Loving it. Absolutely throw the fucking bag at Chelsea and get Conor Gallagher, and we are flying.
I mean, the fixture rater, I'm looking at the fixture rater right now, and you guys are favored in 4 of the next 5 fixtures. And that's depending on what happens with Wolves and their match tonight, how that changes the numbers. When the fuck was the last time that Palace were favored in 4 out of 5 fixtures?
Yeah, Palace used to be a team you would target in FPL.
Yeah, not that long ago. Like, really not that long ago. We were already recording. So, like, yeah, it's levels, Chuck. It's like, it's incredible how much you guys have improved this year.
It's definitely going to be a consistency thing. Like, you look at the league in total this year, and, like, I think so far, putting my own team aside, like, it's been a really good season so far. Like, I'm really, really enjoying it, and seeing, like, the competitive nature and, like, the baffling nature of it as well. And, you know, we're not going to go into it for a long time, but, like, Brentford, how great have Brentford been? They've been amazing. They just got destroyed 3-1 by Burnley. And like
and rightly so. That went with the XG 2.2 to 0.7.
2.2 to 2.2 by Burnley. Like that, no one fucking expected that. That's just so mad. You know, you've got Liverpool who fucking typically struggled to Brighton after going they were 2-0 up and they just fluffed it, and the XG was even. Like, yeah, I hate Brighton, but as an overall, like, this is exciting for the league. For you as a Chelsea fan this week, Oscar, you know, City lose to Palace when no one thought they would. Liverpool draw to Brighton, and then you just go out there and do exactly what you need to do against the shittest team in the league. Sorry, the richest team in the league.
You misspoke there. That's annoying.
Apologies. So
yeah, not a bad weekend for me sports wise. Obviously, the two rivals losing and Chelsea extending their lead at the top. NRG making the majors for the fall in Rocket League yesterday, winning the second regional for North America.
Right, okay.
Good times, man. Good times. Shall we go to Chelsea then? You just mentioned them.
The only thing I would just say quickly is that I've just pulled up Palace's results because I was just listening to.
Oh, is it the last 4 against City at home? Because that's the one I saw on my TV.
The last 7 when we visited Manchester, 1 lost, 2 draws, 4 wins.
But what I'm looking at is equally complimentary. Is this right? You've only lost this season
2 games
in the Premier League to Chelsea and Liverpool.
Yeah, 2 3-0s to Chelsea and Liverpool. 5.
That is not what Palace do usually.
This is 6 draws, 2 wins. Yeah.
Yeah, if anything, it's usually the reverse. Palace would get shithouse wins against Liverpool, Chelsea, and then lose all the others.
Uh-huh. But those ones, that was just like, that team's way better. Like the
of course. Yeah.
The City game wasn't a shithouse. Like we've had
not at
shithouse
all.
wins against all the big teams. The Tottenham win wasn't a shithouse. It was great. And then we just, you get the rub of the green sometimes in what is a very competitive league. Like you have to give and take. Like, yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, do you want to keep Oscar off of Chelsea for a bit longer to say how?
No, I've given him one. No.
We don't play like, I can't, no, I'll save it for next week. Fuck it. It'll be too much. I am oozing over here. Absolutely oozing. Eberechi Eze's back. He played for the under fucking 23s today.
Didn't he get hurt though? I thought he got taken off in the second minute.
No, that was a fucking dickhead Palace fan doing that.
Okay.
No, he played. I can't remember how much he played, and he looked amazing. Like he'd never been gone. He busted his Achilles. Oh, you lot.
I was going to say that, but it feels quick.
You lot should have relegated us when we were fucking shit, mate. You're all fucked now.
You had your chance.
We don't play a game where I don't think we genuinely couldn't win until the 22nd of January against Liverpool. So, good fight.
There you go. Not bad. Not bad at all.
And that's all the time we've got, I guess.
All right, let's. You guys have postponed enough. I'm putting my foot down on the gas pedal the way Chelsea do, and that was Chelsea 3, Newcastle 0. Chelsea 2.1 to Newcastle's 0.3. I'm not going to sit here and talk too much shit about us destroying Newcastle because it's just Newcastle, as Chuck is saying. But 3-0, comprehensive win. They look good. Reece James, left foot, right foot, both beautiful goals.
Bing!
And once again, the 3-4-2-1 looking very sharp, as it should, against teams that it's supposed to look sharp against. Once again, Chelsea looking good without Lukaku in the lineup. I'm very, very eager, anxious. I guess anxious is probably a better word. To see what happens when he's healthy again, when he's back in the lineup again. Do we switch back to the 3-5-2? What's kind of the situation there? But for now, with him out and us playing 3-4-2-1, we're big, man. We're mega. We got Malmo tomorrow in the Champions League. We beat them 4-0 last time, and it was a spank on the XG. Another one here. It's nice to see Chelsea in first place. Chelsea in first place by, 2 points on Liverpool? No, 3 points on Liverpool, 5 points on City.
I'm so worried about my team and their numbers.
I mean, our underlying performances weren't great, but we are still not favored to win the league, according to 538, now that we're bringing in those numbers. City are 35%, Liverpool are 34%, and we're 29%.
Oh, that's going to fucking flip-flop like a motherfucker. That's like one result.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. United are currently 1%, and that's the only other team. So it is already definitively a 3-horse race.
Yeah, and they're 1% too high.
Yeah, that's fair, yeah.
There is a 1% margin of error.
Yeah, exactly. They are the variance right there, Man United. I don't know, man. I don't feel like I have much to say other than fuck yeah, that was fun. Like, I don't know,
Well, was it fun? Because it took a little while to break them down. I mean, they did park many buses, but like it did take a little while, didn't it, to break them down? It was
65th, I think, was the first Reece goal. I mean, we were texting about it. Chuck wasn't watching, and he said, "How's it going for Chelsea?" And I said, "We've had all of the ball," because I think we had like 80% through the first like 40 or 45 minutes.
No.
You
were on about 60-something%, and I was very disappointed because Palace got
at halftime?
Yeah.
Or was that the final one?
No. The final one, you were like 79-21, which is fine because that's about what Palace had for possession as well. So I would have been very disappointed if your team had the ball less than we did.
That's the yardstick.
But yeah, I mean, we were in their penalty area nonstop. So the first half, even though we weren't scoring, was lively. We looked likely to score. I'm glad that we didn't get shithoused, because there's been a lot of situations in the past where we are all the ball perpetually in their area, creating, poking, prodding, and then we get hit on the counter. That did not happen here.
I mean, and arguably you have the most productive defence in world football at the minute because they've scored 12 of your 25 goals in the league from defenders.
Not bad.
Yeah. Well, no, sorry, because Tuchel has specifically said today that wing-backs are not defenders in his system. So maybe that's him, getting around a technicality. But, it always seems, you look at Chilwell. Chilwell scored, 3 league games in a row. Reece James come back, scores 3 in 2. You've still got the threats from set pieces, Christensen, Rudiger, all that. It's just an interesting way to play. You've got the talent in whatever way, and it seems to be you've said before about the striker not working and obviously the system, but if you can go 3 or 5 at the back, however you want to do it, and those are the guys that are going to bomb in late to the box because you're pressing the other team up so high that they shit themselves, and you can ping in balls into the top corner from the corner of the box. It's good times, man.
That's the thing. Goals from everywhere, assists from everywhere. I think Chelsea's depth is what makes me think they're going to do better over the season than a couple of other teams. You've got a couple of players in each position that just feel like they could slot in no problem. The FPL rotation that people worry about is because you've got those good players.
We do have 2 at every position that are
you really
top
do.
Quality. And we are only just now getting Pulisic back. He hasn't played since the first game of the season. Conte's only kind of sort of back and playing. Mount didn't play in this one. I was worried at the starting lineup because he wasn't in there. I'm assuming they're saving him for the Champions League or next week. I don't know.
Well, he was ill, apparently. He wasn't even in the squad, was he?
No, he wasn't even in the squad,
right.
yeah. And I think that of the 2, I'm currently more worried about Liverpool. They're closer and their underlying numbers are a little bit better. They look a little bit scarier on the eye test. But Liverpool are going to lose Salah and Mane for an entire month.
Yeah, they're going to be hit pretty hard by the African Cup of Nations.
Right, exactly. So, and Chelsea have a 5-point lead on City, and, the numbers are ticking upwards. We're not anywhere near City's numbers yet, but, that 5-point gap does help. And we have a great run of fixtures between now and then. So,
but then Chelsea also have to disappear for that Club World Cup. That's in January now, I think, rather than December. So that's
but that's the whole
weird
team.
One.
So Liverpool are losing their 2 best players, but have to keep playing fixtures.
Yeah, but
we're just taking the time out and coming back.
Extra games that are pointless.
Well, yeah, sure, yeah, it's frustrating, and you never want to have to cram a bunch of fixtures later in the season when presumably, hopefully, we'll be in the late stages of the FA and Champions League, if everything goes according to plan and we win the treble as we're supposed to because we're the greatest team of all time.
Okay.
No, you just need to understand. You just need to sit back, Ian, and allow Oscar's path for the week to dictate how things are going to go.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't even know what I'm going to say before we start, so it's always good. Shall we touch on? I don't at all care and don't want to talk about Watford, Southampton, so I refuse. Liverpool, Brighton, 2-2, 1.1 to 1.1 on XG. Chuck, you mentioned this result earlier. Do we have anything sort of to add here? Surprising result, but probably a fair one. Just a blip on the radar?
Yeah, Brighton could have won. I don't like that.
Yeah, they could have.
But let's just go on to and sort the table by expected goal difference per 90. Oh, we're 4 spots above them. Don't care.
Okay, he clearly doesn't want to talk about this. So, Ian, Liverpool throwing away a 2-0 lead to Brighton at home. Concerning or not concerning? Just a one-off fluke thing that happens.
Yeah, I don't think it's super concerning just because Liverpool have been so good lately. And let's not pretend, as much as Chuck would like us to, let's not pretend Brighton haven't been pretty good. So I think it's just one of those things, to be honest.
Fair play to them. They're playing at their peak at the minute.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I think you're right. Absolutely. Yeah, this is it. Yeah.
Genuinely being analytic of it, like, yeah, they were unfortunate last year, but like, I think this is about as good as Brighton get. I think in whatever cycle they're in, this is what they can do. I think that's quite fair to say that. Like, I think they need to do more to be able to get higher up the table.
As for Liverpool, I think it was a bit of a blip, but I don't think it's anything that's particularly informative. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ian. I think it's just a one-off thing that happens. You know, you'll give up a goal here and there, 1.1 to 1.122. Like, fair enough. Shit just happens sometimes. You're not going to win every game. Like, that's just not how that works. So, we talked about Tottenham, so we don't need to talk about the match.
The good doctor concentrated on his football again. Doctor. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. He scored.
That's it.
We'd love to see Sir Dr. Marcus Rashford. Sir Dr. Marcus Rashford, sorry.
Every time Solskjaer speaks, I hate him just a little bit more and think he's that much more of an idiot. This week, bear in mind how much of a comeback team Man United have been under him. Whatever you want to think about that, they have like an incredible record of going behind in games and getting points from it through individual moments of brilliance, blah, 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 whatever you want a narrative to be. But he literally said in a post-match, the first goal of a game defines the game so much. Like, mate, your entire managerial existence at Man United has not been about the team that scored the first goal. You're an idiot.
No, he's cracked it now, though, because he played this formation that he's not played in 18 months or whatever, and he played 2 players up top with a combined age of 70. So he can do that every week now. He's cracked it. It's fine.
71, yeah, that's fine. They've got the legs for that. No problem. He is at the wheel.
Look, as long as he keeps just getting enough results every so often to stay in charge and have Man United be shit long term, like, I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's such a stupid thing, like, oh, he's got 3 games to save his job. Yeah, and then what? So he does all right in those 3 games. Then what? Yeah. Once you start having those conversations, that's it. Game over. You're fucked. The only reason he's still there is because out of probably all the options in world football, he gives the least pushback possible as a manager. No one cares.
And it was a perfect game for him. Let's play Tottenham, who are going to roll over and get their tummies tickled, and it was just,
All right, there you go. Speaking of rolling over and getting your tummies tickled, this will be the last match of the week because we don't know what happened in Wolves-Everton. And that was Aston Villa 1, West Ham 4. Aston Villa 0.7 to West Ham's 2.3.
Are we not mentioning Norwich Leeds then? Oh, it was the most boring game in the world ever, apart from 4 minutes. There were 3 goals in 4 minutes, and that was it. The end.
There you go. Okay. West Ham, though, continuing to be very scary and good. Matching Chelsea's underlying numbers all season long. Continuing to do that here. Praise for West Ham. Chuck, go.
Just consistently being being really good. Antonio didn't do anything here, and obviously he's been a big thing for them up front.
Didn't need him.
They share the goals around, get them in. Obviously, Villa went down to 10 men. They did score a really lovely goal to start things off, and I thought maybe they could sort itself out. I watched about first half an hour, 40 minutes, I think, and just thought, okay, that seems about Villa will be good, and I carried on with my day, and then came back and saw, it's 3-1, 4-1, okay, maybe not. West Ham, very good, very consistent. Aston Villa have spent 350 million since coming up. They very much look a weaker team without Grealish. This was the way they were last season without him when he was extended for long periods of time. They are 15th in the league.
I think Dean Smith's starting to panic a little bit. Dropping Mings doesn't look like a great decision now, does it? Because Villa could not deal with West Ham coming forward at all. And I mean, when it gets to red cards, because you're worrying about teams pouring forward at you. It wasn't good, and I think we might be looking at panic stations for Dean Smith now. Don't know if I don't know what the odds are on the sack race, actually. I should check that, but it might be worth a little bet on Dean Smith, because if this carries on, it's not looking good.
Yeah, although in fairness to them, there's not a lot of teams that are going to look at West Ham outpouring forward and be able to do anything about it. Like, West Ham are very good. And Villa are shit. I'm not disagreeing with you. Like, Villa have been bad. And without Grealish, they are just bad. Turns out they didn't make the right plays to replace his productivity.
Well, none of the three, they've never played together, basically.
Yeah.
Leon Bailey's been in and out of injury. Ings was injured for this, and Buendia has only just come back in the last 2 games. That's why it's kind of like I've said before, like if you do the Moneyball approach and you don't have those 3 players, you don't get the effect, really.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
And I mean, when you pick up injury-prone players as your sort of replacement for someone, like that is part of the deal with them. That is part of the risk. So, Danny Ings out through injury, surprise, shock and horror.
Yeah. Front page.
That's it, though, I think, which means, Chuck,
What have I done?
I get to hand off.
What else do we normally do? I don't know. I've been on holiday. Shall we quiz? It's been fucking ages.
Have you got a quiz?
And since, all the best 3 are back, may as well bring the best quiz back. It's time, gentlemen, for the bluffer!
Oh my, what a treat.
Hit the tune! It's the bluffer, time for the bluffer. I'm not playing this theme tune on a child's toy. Ian wrote it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the return of a classic. It is the bluffer. Really simple. I will give the gentleman a category. There will be a certain number of correct answers within that category, and they will bid up to as many answers as they think they can give. Call them, see them, hold them, fold them. Something about smoking. What? If I will give the 3 categories. I will throw to Ian first. Now, there is a bit of a theme around the categories-ish, because obviously I've been off travelling the world over the last couple of weeks. I think I told you about 2 days' notice I was going to Sicily. Known for ages.
That's why we recorded on our own.
Yeah, but before that, I went to Disneyland in Paris, which is, of course, in France. So I thought, why not? Ian, there are 20 teams in Ligue 1. How many of the 20 Ligue 1 teams can you name?
Okay. I will go with 7.
7. Taking Oscar's traditional first bid, 7.
Yes, yeah, I did, sorry.
Oscar, can you name more than 7? That's a good opening bid. It is
a really good opening bid. I'll go 8, just because I don't want to give it to Ian right away.
Nice. Let's keep it going. Right, we've got some more bids in. Can you go higher than 8?
I'll go 9.
Yes, right, we're going up to 50%, Mr. Puente. Ian is frantically writing.
Ian, do you really have 9?
Not yet, no.
He's probably on about 6 at the minute.
I'm exactly on 6, you motherfucker.
Thank you.
All right, take it at 9 then. I'm curious. Let's see if you can do 9.
Oh,
take it at
God.
9. Ian, turn the 6 upside down and you've got it. Right.
Okay. PSG.
PSG, that's a ding. In crisis. 8 points clear at the top of the league and topping their Champions League groups. But Pochettino's about to be fired, apparently. PSG, 1.
Marseille.
Ding, 2.
Lyon.
Ding, 3.
Monaco.
Ding, 4.
Saint Etienne.
Ooh,
Ding,
good one.
5. They are currently 20th in the league, so that's as close as you could have got to being wrong. That's how it works.
Yeah, sure. Montpellier.
Ding, great one. 6.
Very nice.
Nice.
Nice. I've been saying nice so many times and you still didn't say it. That's 7. 2 more.
Brest.
Ding! 8.
There's a team called Brest? That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And I wrote them after Nice. Nice Brest.
Nice Brest. There you go.
So,
What is that, 7 or 8?
That's 8. One more. One more for the point.
Rennes.
Ren!
Fuck.
Ding! Well done, Ian Stimson.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
You could have also had Lyon or Olympique Lyonnais, Strasbourg, Angers, Nantes, not like that, Lille, Lorient, Troyes, Clermont-Foot, Bordeaux, Rennes, and Metz. So, let's close that tab. Point to the Stimson. Oscar, the other country I went to was Italy.
Oh.
So, how many of the 20 Serie A teams can you name?
I'll start with 7 before I know how many I can actually name.
7. We'll be starting with 7.
I'll do what you did to me. I'll go 8.
Yes.
I'll go 10.
Yes.
Whoa.
I think this is a bit easier for me than the League teams.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
10. You got a lot of big teams in Italy, big European giants.
You take it with 10.
He's taking the 10. Taking the 10. So, Mr. Puente, can you give me 10 Serie A teams?
Yes, I absolutely can.
Thank you. Point.
Juventus,
Oh, right, okay. Juventus, ding, 1.
Inter Milan,
Ding, 2.
AC Milan,
Ding, 3.
Napoli,
Ding, 4.
Roma,
Ding, 5.
Sampdoria,
Ding, 6.
Atalanta,
Ding, 7.
Udinese.
Ding, 8.
Did I say Lazio?
You did not. Ding, 9.
Fiorentina,
Ding, 10.
Oh, that was good, yeah.
Congratulations.
and Sassuolo. I thought I was at 9. I guess I can't count. Well,
No.
Sassuolo would have been my 10th.
Okay, well, 11 or 10, whichever one. You probably
There
got
you
it.
go.
Okay.
Either way, I got to 10. So.
Congratulations. Yes, very good. The only ones you missed were Verona, Empoli, Torino, Sassuolo, you said, Bologna, Venezia, who have lovely kits this year, Genoa, Spezia, Cagliari, and Salernitana.
I think that went the way it should have. Well done, Oscar.
Point apiece. Very, very good. Wow, Juventus are 9th in the league. Huh.
Whoa. What's that about?
16 points off of Napoli and AC Milan on the top spot. So, Ian, it is now to you for the deciding category, because this is a best of 3. Don't know if I told you. In Rome, possibly as we speak, 20 of those very important world leaders are meeting as part of the G20 to decide how little we actually want to do with all the money we have to solve all of the crises in the fucking world.
Yeah.
20 members are there. I say 20 members because 19 of them are countries. And I'll say no more than that. There's 20 represented in total. How many of those can you name?
And only 19 are countries.
So 19 are countries and 1 is I don't know how you would put it.
That's a thinker.
You're overthinking that, I think.
Okay. That's. I will go 5.
5.
What? That's it?
Opening with 5. 20 richest
Well,
countries.
your reaction there tells me you're going to win this, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I can name probably
How many? Go on.
18. Let's
You
go
gonna bid
with
18? Bid 18?
I bid
18?
8. I bid
So
8.
8. Okay.
I
Reload
think I
that.
could name all 20 if pushed,
8.
but
Shit. Okay, right. Well, I'll go 9. I'll just go
You'll
one.
go 9.
one
This is
more
for the point.
now.
Yeah, this is
I'll
the
go
9.
10.
He'll go 10. He'll go 10. He'll go hear 11. Do we hear 11? Do we only get 11?
Well, I guess I've got to.
I think you really should.
I don't think the confidence is misplaced.
I think you should
Oscar.
go. I think you should go 12.
I'll tell you what, Ian, if you bid, I'll let you try to go for it, because I don't think you have this many.
So you got to
And
go
I'd
for
rather
it.
watch you shoot yourself in the foot than win on my own terms.
It's whether I believe that he actually knows all
I
of
do.
them.
I do know. I
He
know at
probably
least
does.
18. I know that.
Yeah, so I'm between a rock and a hard place now.
Well, no, not necessarily, because he would have to name 18, whereas you only have to name 12.
I didn't say
If you bid
18.
12. Wait, what's the bid at?
The bid is 10 right now.
Bid is 10 and it's Ian's bid. Sorry, we're getting way carried ahead of ourselves.
Yes.
So if you go 11, Oscar's already said he'll call you.
I've got to do some quick writing. Okay. Trying to think of who I've
United
seen.
States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican.
Okay, I'll go 11 and I'll just try to go on the fly.
What did you say? 11. Okay.
11.
I'll go 12.
12. Damn you, Oscar.
I know I said I would call Ian at 11, but I'm
Yeah.
feeling nice. I think he's going to call me at 12.
No, that's right. Okay, for the listeners, let's just keep this short. Go on, Oscar. You name.
Oh,
name your 11.
no, you fucking coward.
Yeah, I don't care.
Go 13.
No.
Yeah, go 13.
Believe
come
in
on.
yourself.
It'll be more fun to watch you flounder than to me to just list off 12 countries I know.
Believe in yourself. Content. Come on.
Hashtag
Oh,
content.
you think it's better content for me to be going?
Right, so you're either gifting him a point right now, or you're giving yourself a chance at the point.
and
Do you,
content.
do you
for the
want to give
podcast.
yourself a point? The chance, at least.
I'm so malleable. I'm so gullible.
Go 13.
Ian, I will 100% get 12 of them.
Fine,
I promise.
13.
All right, go for it, Ian.
Ian, you've got to name 13. 13 of the G20, 19 countries.
I think you can do it. For the record, they're all big countries. Just name big, rich countries.
Yeah,
and
but
you
it's
can get 13.
Okay. Okay. Japan.
Ding, 1.
China.
Ding, 2.
India.
Ding, 3.
Brazil.
Ding, 4.
Russia.
5.
Italy.
6.
Just 7 more, Ian. You're so close.
Well, us, the UK.
7.
USA.
8.
France.
9. You got 4 more, buddy.
Okay.
Damn it, he's going to do this. I should have taken it.
Canada.
Yeah, 3 more.
Okay.
That said, you're out of the easy ones,
Yeah.
I would say.
Germany.
2 more.
Oh, man. Argentina.
One more.
Oh, Ian, one more, Ian. Come on, I'm rooting for you. I don't even care. You could do this.
Who have I missed out of?
Well, I can't tell you that.
Oh, man. See, I haven't named anyone from Africa at all.
I believe there's 2.
2.
There is only one African country.
So I've got to try and think. So do I try and think of that African country, or do I try and pick another South American or Asian? Or I've done Canada, I've done America. Is there anyone else in Central America, South America? Mexico.
Fuck.
Play your music, Ian Stimpson.
Yeah, You did it!
Hey.
Can I try to finish it out, Chuck?
Oh yeah. Well, hang on. Let his music breathe first.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
That's
all
fine.
right.
Who else
Was
was
there,
running
well, let's
in
see.
Africa?
Let's see if Ian had any other punts and see how far he was.
Yeah, let's go.
Any others that were on your mind?
What's the African one? Go for the African one.
I don't know. That's really tough. Egypt.
No, you're out.
Nope.
Dead. See you later.
You're out.
Well, I wouldn't.
No, out.
Oh, South Africa.
South Africa would have been
Yep.
fine. Yeah, that's
That's
the
the African one. Yeah.
country.
Right. Okay.
Oscar, go on.
South Korea,
Yes.
Oh shit.
Australia,
Australia, correct.
Australia.
Turkey,
Turkey, correct.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi
because
Arabia,
of money.
correct. Because money.
Indonesia.
Indonesia is there.
Oh, I'd never got that in a million years.
Is that all of them? No, that's 19.
I'm trying to see because obviously I didn't really write it down.
But what's
I'm
the
just
one that's
going
not
off
a
here.
country?
The European
European
Union.
Union gets us an extra chair.
Oh,
The EU gets an extra chair, yeah.
even with France. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, the president of the European Union is there. I don't know. I can't remember which one we
I
missed.
think that's all of them.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Anyway, point to Ian.
Holy
well,
shit.
Fuck, I
Done.
should have kept going.
Yeah.
Ian, I'm proud of you, man. That 13 was good.
Who knows what the score currently is, but it's a tie. That's what makes it a tie. It's all good.
4-4, I think.
Baby, shout out to you boys again for a fabulous job last week. So thank you all our Patreons for supporting, and let's do some fixtures for next week. Obviously, Wolves are winning 2-0 as we speak. There's Champions League this week, Oscar. Yeah.
Yep, Chelsea
Yep.
play Malmo.
Champions League as well as Europa and Europa Conference League. So we have a Friday night game on the 5th of November. Fireworks abound for Southampton, Aston Villa. Yeah. Okay.
What's the time on that kickoff, Chuck? And I'm going to need that in 3 different time zones, please.
Okay. It's 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock if you're 1 hour ahead, and 10 o'clock if you're 2 hours ahead. Saturday, 6th of November, we have got the Manchester Derby. I know Ole's probably going to win. That's probably what's going to happen. Then in the 3 o'clock slots, we have Brentford against Norwich, Chelsea, Burnley, and Crystal Palace against Wolves. The 5:30, 12:30, 9:30 slot, or no, time difference, 5:30, 1:30, 10:30 slot is Brighton against against Newcastle. Then on Sunday, we have 3 games at 2 o'clock, which is Arsenal, Watford, Everton, Spurs, Leeds, Leicester, and rounding off the week, West Ham, Liverpool, which then leads us into, guess what? Another inter-fucking national break. So we will be coming to one of our lovely Patreon producers for a bit of a topic and see what we're going to discuss on this one. But that being said, let's get the fuck out of here. So thank you very much for being with us for, we could say it's a spectacular, but 150 is a big milestone. Leave us a review, patreon.com/milesoffsidepod as well, please. Say goodbye, Oscar.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Ian.
Bye-bye.
And a big thanks to Johnny Worthington, Nate Whittam, Mark Daffin, and Andy Penpraise. I'm not sure, but he might be from Sutton.